you go. So I am not doing this at my normal time, so most of you will catch this on the replay. I am excited for those of you who catch it. When you are able to watch the show, make sure you push hashtag replay in the comments. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Laurel Houston. I am the creator of body mapping and the founder of the company Reflections Inside and Out, where we teach women to love who they are inside and out. I just wanted to take a moment, and I meant to do this at several hours earlier, but circumstances did not allow that. So I'm here, and I appreciate everyone who jumps on. I am going to talk about shining instead of shielding. So I'm going to give a little bit of background really quick on this. If you are not familiar with the term shield, it is a phrase that a lot of people in the energetic and spiritual realm use to teach people how to block out negativity, how to get toxic people to stay away from them. It is a term that people use when they are telling empaths to keep people out. Okay, so basically, for most people, when we teach them to shield, we teach them to, zip up their energy so that they're in a bubble that no one can hurt them in. Well, last week from Wednesday until yesterday, Sunday, midday, I was hosting the Looking Glass Retreat. And at the Looking Glass Retreat, what we did, there were 15 women, and each of those women got a 50-minute session where they stood on stage. We looked at their features, we talked about what they had, we looked into their largest struggle, the thing that was holding them back the most, and worked through it right then and there on stage. It was a beautiful, amazing weekend. But one of the themes I noticed was that some of the women who had the biggest struggles, the largest amounts of suffering, were those that shielded. And they were taught to shield because people were trying to help them. They had anxiety, they had depression, maybe they struggled, they were an empath, and so they, in their mind, being an empath meant that were a sponge, and they had to suck everybody's stuff up. And so, in an effort to just survive, they put themselves in this imaginary bubble that kept them safe from the world. And what it actually does is it traps all of your stuff in, and it prevents any outside sources like source energy, the universe, your creator, from aiding you. So if you are on this, hey Ginger, if you are on this and you have been taught to shield, just tell me in the comments really quick. Just say, that's me, I was taught to shield. Because I really am wanting to give you the next level learning, and a different way of feeling safe and protected that does not cut you off from source energy and from the creator of all things. When people shield, especially if they do it sloppily, which I'm sad to say a lot of people do, they basically build an energetic brick wall around them. And this does not allow them to, nothing gets in and nothing gets out. So then they do all of these release techniques. They do energy healing, or they write in their journal and then they burn it, and they keep trying to release, but they've put themselves in a cage. They've put themselves in a brick building. And I don't know about you, but I have never been able to successfully throw something at a brick wall and have it pass through the brick wall. It usually hits it and smashes it, and now I'm in a messy room. And this is what is happening to a lot of women who are trying to release, and they say things like, I thought I'd already gotten through this. I thought I'd already gotten past this. Why am I still dealing with this years later? And it is because you shield, and you have trapped yourself in an energetic room that may not let anything in, but it also doesn't let anything out. And a lot of people say, oh, no, 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 no. Things can get out. I've set it up that way. Things can get out. But energy doesn't actually work that way. So energy either flows or it doesn't. You are either in the flow of energy or you have stepped out of the flow of energy. And just like if you were to take a beach ball and submerge it in a river, the water wouldn't get in and the air wouldn't come out. And that is what a lot of people are doing. They're walking around and they're inside a beach ball and they're saying that they're in the flow of energy, and no water is getting in, so they feel safe, but no air is getting out. And this is happening energetically. So you go through all of this struggle to remove toxicity from your life. And then those patterns come right back. And it's because it's still in there with you. It's still in your shield. So I would like to suggest an alternative. Stop caging yourself. Stop putting yourself in an energetic bubble and then complaining that you can't manifest what you want, because the reality is it is there. It is sitting right outside your bubble, right outside your shield, and it can't get to you because a lot of people have a belief that in order to get what they want, it has to be hard. And so they keep their walls up because they want to struggle and suffer for a really long time before they get what they want. And I do not believe that to be true. I very much know that healing is fast and easy. I know that we do not have to feel other people's emotions in order to help them heal their emotions. In fact, that's very irresponsible for us to tap into other people's energy and take struggle from them. And when you are in protection mode, you block things from coming to you. So I teach people to shine. And a lot of what I do with teaching people to shine is first, shielding is exhausting because shielding has to come from you, and it basically grows from inside out. And a lot of people who spend a lot of time shielding, their body gets so used to growing out that it then starts to get larger. I know a lot of energy workers that when they stepped into the energy world, they gained a lot of weight. And it's because they were taught to shield, and it's not necessary. So shining allows you to tap into source energy, to the limitless energy of the universe. So it does not drain you like shielding drains you. And it does not block you from source energy. It actually taps you into source energy. It taps you into light, to clarity, and to love, to unity. It taps you into all of the things that we do, all these mindset tricks to try and help us achieve. So shielding is effective and sometimes necessary, but shining is an alternative that I invite you to try for a couple of days or even just a couple of hours and see what it does for you. So when I do this, it is part of my grounding routine in the morning, and I've done it sitting, and I've also done it in just meditative pose, sitting on the ground or standing with my feet firmly planted. And I close my eyes, I take 3 deep breaths, I literally imagine a pillar of light coming down from the heavens. And that pillar of light is full of light, love, clarity, and the knowledge of all things. My creator is God. If that is not the name of your higher power, then fill it in with whatever it is. That could be source, that could be the universe. I tap into the light, love, and clarity of my Savior Jesus Christ, and I tap into that. So now I am tapped into God's love, light, clarity, and knowledge of all things. The beautiful thing about light is that even when light is surrounded by darkness and toxicity, no matter where the light moves, it dispels darkness, it dispels negativity. Light literally always wins. And so instead of having to constantly fight off toxicity and fight off darkness, I just walk. Because wherever light goes, it dispels darkness. It dispels negativity. It dispels all of the things that you are shielding yourself from. So this light and love and clarity that I tap into comes down through the top of my skull. It washes over me and through me. So think of when you're watching a copy machine and the light is going back and forth. You're just going to have that light go from head all the way down. It's going to hit the ground. It's going to go into the ground. It's going to gather up all of that yummy Mother Nature energy, all of the resources that we need to live here on Earth, and it's going to scoop that up, and then the light's going to come back up and fill me. So as it's going down, it's kind of coating the outside of me. And as it comes back up, it's filling me internally with light, love, clarity, and the wisdom of all things. So the beautiful part about this is that I'm now connected to the heavens and to the earth, to all time, dimension, space, and reality, and I am emanating light, not from myself, because I am limited. I am a battery that runs out without me. If I don't charge my battery, I run out. Source energy never runs out. And so it does not drain me to shine. And this actually happened at the retreat. There were a few beautiful women who had never met me in person. And we showed up in person, and one of them said, "Oh my goodness, it's you." And I was kind of like, "Yes," because I didn't quite know what she meant. And then she said, "You're what shines." I always thought it was because you had a light on you on your videos, but it's literally you that shines. And I smiled and I said, "Well, I'll teach you my trick." And so I promised her I would make this video. I do not shield, I shine. I shine with light, with love, with clarity, with the wisdom of all things. I tap into source energy because it's limitless and it will never drain me to be a beacon of light and love. Now, here is the very important caveat. When you become a person of negativity and toxicity, light leaves you. Darkness will never overtake light, but you can turn it off. And when you turn off the light, darkness takes over. Those are universal laws. And so I know that when I am feeling the negative effects of the world around me, I have chosen to turn off the light. I have stepped out of that connection energy. And the beautiful part is just like if you were to walk over to the light switch where I live, I know not everyone in the country right now has access to power, but where I live, I can go over and I can flip on the switch and immediately light will flood all of the darkness from where I am. Ladies, no matter where you are, you have the ability to tap into source energy, to the very energy that is creation energy, that is light and dispels darkness and toxicity in all things and in all places and in all time, through all dimensions, space, time, and reality. Stop using your own limited abilities and resources to shield. Because yes, you're shielding out negativity, and yes, you're shielding out toxic people, but only until you get tired. And you are also shielding out your ability to manifest. You are blocking the flow of relationships and connections. You are blocking the flow of money and resources. You are blocking the flow of pleasure and joy and healing. So if you are someone who has done a lot of release and has just felt like no matter how many times you've tried, you haven't gotten over this, it's because you've done it in a shield and it's stuck. It's right there in that brick wall room with you. You do not have heart walls. You do not have, it's not bound to you. It's not all of these other things that you've been trying to remove. It's that when you take a glass and throw it at a brick wall, the glass shatters and stays in the room with you. If you are standing outside in a beam of light and you throw that same glass, it will pass through and away from you, and you can throw it in the garbage. So I invite you to, even if just for the rest of the day, you tap into that beautiful source energy, the light, love, and clarity of your higher power. Tap into God's presence, tap into His love, His knowledge, his ability to shine through all time, dimension, space, and reality, and just spend the rest of this evening shining instead of shielding, and see what it does for you. I would love to know what this does for you. It has literally changed my life. It has changed my ability to still have energy when I am not an extrovert. I am very much an introvert. I heal best alone. And I was just at a retreat in the same house as 20 other women for 4 solid days. And one of the comments that a lot of people kept making was, I can't believe you still have energy. Because I wasn't using mine. I was using source energy. I was using my creator to connect and to protect those that were at that particular event. So it was a beautiful event. I absolutely loved being able to reach out and mentor 20 women in very high level places. They got to learn a lot about body mapping. They got to actually be told what their particular features were and what it was that meant for them and in their lives. And it was a very beautiful experience. So for those of you that were with me, thank you for joining me. For those of you who would like to learn body mapping from me, I get asked a lot, where can I learn this? There is only one place. I am the only one that teaches body mapping. I am the actual creator of it. It's proprietary information. There is a 16-week course. It is taught Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. And so tomorrow is week number 2. Tomorrow is the last day that you can join the class before I close registration for it. The class is taught through the Business College for Speakers and Mentors. You do not have to be a speaker or a mentor to take body mapping. It's the only place that I teach body mapping right now. So if that is something that you are interested in, I will leave a link in the comments so that you can get registered for that course. And I will, for those of you that are going to join me in body mapping, I will see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Those are live Zoom calls. They are not pre-recorded. And that is the only place that you will be able to learn how to do body mapping. So I hope that you take the time to shine instead of shield. And I look forward to talking to you beautiful ladies next week. And I love you. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday.